Salbonani Balaleli. It's a Thursday once again, and you are listening to the Girls Table. Ulalele mina Bekezela Mguni inguni elimhlophe elivele esigodini. Ngiyabingelela bakithi njengoba bese ngitshilo ukuthi the Girls Table kanti namhlanje sikhuluma ngendaba ethi yona analysis of high rates of STIs among women. Sinanzelela ukuthi abantu abangomama yithi esihlukunyezwa ngama sexual transmitted infections ukwedlula obaba. Sifisa ukuzama ukuzwisisa yona leyo indaba. I'm joined by Precious Chakuma, who is the programs manager at Deaf Women Included. I am also with Irene Moyo, who is a journalist. Irene, please greet our guest. Then we will talk to Chakuma, who's joining us via a phone call. Over to you, Irene.
Hello Mlaleli, Linjani. I hope you're all okay. I'm also fine and so happy to be here today.
Thank you so much. Hi, Precious. May you just say hi to the listeners before we start with the show?
Okay, thank you, Bekezela. Hi, it's nice to be on the show. I think we can begin.
Okay, thank you so much. Like I said, Balaleli, if you want to send your messages, maybe ulombono, please do send a message via Sky's Metro WhatsApp number. It's 077 446 0100. We are talking about high rates of STIs among young women. We are wondering if women are able to negotiate for safer sex. I'm seeing a WhatsApp message someone is saying up Godin. I will respond to that. Let me get on with the show, then I'll respond to that later. So let me start with you, Precious. How does the economy dependence contribute to the high rates of STIs on women? What role does vulnerabilities like poverty play in the process of negotiating for safer sex? Are women able to negotiate for safer sex? Are women able to say, no, Baba, today I don't want, I am tired?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that question. So what I'll basically do is I'll be looking at, I would love to contextualize our African countries. I'll look back at home. So, right. For me, I think that, economically dependent also is the high risk, which contributes to women not able to actually negotiate for safer sex. So listen to this. If you look at it, in most societies, you find out that in most cases, let's start with education and poverty. These two things, I feel like they are the most determined, which contribute to STI. So women face obstacles for obtaining and continuing education due to factors such as gender inequality, gender expenses, and family need now for those children or for those women to actually contribute back home. When we see that the family now is expecting someone to actually contribute back home and they don't have a job and they don't have a source of income and they are economically depending on someone else, especially when they are depending on their husband. So, starting with education now, you may find out that education can be the protective most tool that can be used to protect people against sexual risk behaviors and STI. For example, you can find out that most educated women are associated or are able to actually to not sex that is not safe. So you find out if a woman is educated, she is likely to say no because she is concerned, because she knows about sexual and reproductive health, she knows about the danger of STI. Now, let's look at women who are not educated. They don't know that they are STI. They don't know the risk of contacting those. So I feel like in most cases, it's poor women who are likely to get affected by these STIs, especially those who depend on their partners. For example, again, before I go, I think let's look at the household in Zimbabwe. You know, Zimbabwe is characterized by, there is a patriarchal society where already men have the upper hand or are more privileged compared to women. So if a husband now marries a wife, and then the wife starts saying, you know, I don't want to have, sex without a condom. Or they say, my husband, let's go and get tested, or let's discuss sexual reproductive health. It is likely that the husband is likely to refuse, saying, you know what, I paid Robola for you, so you have no right to object. And also that it is me who is actually breadwinner of this house. I provide, and why are you saying? So these are some of the several or the most factors that we can look at when we are discussing this.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That makes sense, and I'm glad you're also talking about the issue of education. How does it affect us? Because as an educated woman, you know your rights. You know when you are not tired, when you are tired, when you don't want to have sex, you can always speak out. But it's different with women who are not educated. Women who are okay. With women who are not educated, so you end up giving into something without the knowledge. Thank you so much, Precious. I'm here with Irene as well. Irene graduated just recently. I'd want to understand, maybe in the context of a university student, you have someone who's helping you pay your fees. They are helping you with your groceries. Are you able to negotiate for a safer sex, or you just give in to what they are saying because you want the privileges that you are getting from this relationship that you are in?
Hey, that's a very tricky one, Begi. And imagine you have someone who is taking care of you, and in that context you will say you're a student uvela from emakhaya khona ngale kumbe echolocho kumbe eGwanda kumbe ngapi khona ngaland. And then ubusuthola ukuthi abazali, you know, they can't really afford much to keep up with the university lifestyle, you know, as a student. And kuba lama instances whereby you are now, you know, forced ukuthi uzame ukuthi maybe I should try other ways, you know, njengabo sugar daddy. Siyazi ukuthi into le yaphila ema-university, right? Sugar daddy ema-university lapha kulama boyfriends kulandani. And imagine coming from that background ukuthi vele awula mali wena, abazali bakunika imali yokuthi thenga igrocery ama basic needs, you know. In that grocery uthothi kule mpuphu, kule sichebo, kule cooking oil, ukuthi upheke kanti and then udle khonoko. But ubusuchecka nje omunye umntwana duze lawe uchaya ngama noodles, uchaya ngama, you know, ama cerevita kuseni, and you are like, how am I going to, you know, survive in this kind of an environment? And then with that pressure you are forced to ugcine usucabanga ukuthi maybe I should look for someone who is going to help me, you know, and to help me keep up with this standard, you know, esikuma universities lapha. And then usucina ke usuyathola ke ubaba sugar daddy and then sugar daddy nxa esebuya esenjalo phela sebuya as a savior kuwela, sebuya as a redeem ukuthi, you know what, I am going to be taking care of ubekezela, and ubeke akala yona imali, ubeke uyahlupheka. Imagine umuntu onjalo la nxa esebuya lama sexual demands, kuba lama sexual demands phela into enzinjalo, because kuba le exchange. You cannot just get all these favors for free. So nxa usubuya laphana sokumele lawo ubhadala, and umuntu onjalo, now when you are now having sexual intercourse with that kind of a person, do you think you will have the power ukuthi ubusithi hayi mina I don't want to use a condom or what? You won't have that power. And kunzima as a student ukuthi ugcine la ususala, you know, usuzama ukunegotiate ukuthi can we at least use a condom? It's very hard because umuntu lo vele is literally controlling you, and kunzima ukuthi to negotiate with someone who is controlling you. So let's try by all means to just stay away from such things. As is a sense ukuthi sigcine as compromiser of our, you know, of our values and our beliefs, and even lathi sigcina senze ukuthi i-health yethu igcine siba compromise. So I would advise ukuthi asibalekeleni khatshana sibili ebantwini laba abazasenza ukuthi la nxa nje siphila labo but i-health yethu sinjani isi at risk, because umuntu lo one you don't know ukuthi yenzani outside, udila labo bani, maybe usuka kuwe uyalanda omunye, and then wena nanko ke lapha you're not even using protection. are you safe yini? So the chances are vele uyabe ungekho safe. So ukuthi sizame sibili ukuthi sibalekele abantu abanjalo abangasenza ukuthi igcine sesiriska impilo zethu kungcono kakhulu asizame sibili ukuthi sibabalekele.
Thank you so much, Irene. I'm glad you are talking of the contest year high school, year tertiary institution, and that's very true. But I'm asking myself, how do I run away from this situation? Because I'm a part 4 who wants to finish school, and there is a blesser here who's going to make my life easier, and you're saying I should run away from that same blesser. How am I going to do that? Let me go back to Precious. Maybe Precious, we said it seems we have high rates of STIs on women, among women than men. What is the reason for that? What do you think is the reason for that?
Yes, thank you. Let me look at I'll go back now. For example, I'll take into consideration the sex workers. So if you find out that in most societies, it is likely men who are actually in employment compared to women, because already men have access to so many opportunities compared to women when you look at it. So you find out that economic vulnerability now can actually lead to women now engaging in sex trade, as a source of income, where you find someone is now selling their body so they can take care of people at home, or so they can actually be self-reliant, which also increases this high risk of sex. So if you also look at women who actually trade sex, they often have high numbers of partners and may not be able to actually negotiate for condom use. And also women who actually are financially dependent on their male partners are also likely or have high chances of having a condomless sex. And also it's because they are not able to actually say, no, you know what, we are not having sex if we do not have a condom, or we are not having sex if we do not test. For example, look at a sex worker. How can they have the time to actually say to each and every partner that they are meeting, you know what, let's go and test sex, let's go use a condom. And I also found out through my readings, I also found out that, you know what, if a woman has unprotected sex, it's actually a bit expensive compared to a woman having a protected sex. I'm talking about sex workers. So they start to, okay, I'm getting $10 for having unprotected sex without a condom, and I'm having a $3 for having sex with a condom. So, it's just likely that woman is going to choose the $10 because they need money at the expense of the health. And also when we look at the married couples now, especially the women who are more dependent on their male partners, you also find out they don't have the right, or they don't have the say to actually say no to a monogamy, relationship, or even say what, because he is forcing me to have unprotected sex, I'm going to leave him. They don't have anywhere to go. They don't have the resources to leave their partner. So you just find out they continue, because the man is the breadwinner. So they continue things and they do everything that men ask them to do. So that's also why you find out that it is STIs are more prevalent in women. And also another thing is, when we look at the biological makeup of women, comparing it to men, you find out that women have larger mucosal surface area and also micro lesions caused during sex, particularly post-sex, and the prevalence of more HIV now in vaginal sections causes the greater vulnerability. You find out also that if a woman contacted STI, she is not likely to know it at earlier stage compared to men. If the men contacted STI, they find out almost instantly, and then they go for treatment. And now it's very different when you're comparing them to women. Women often find out maybe a week later or even 2 weeks later, and that's the diseases already worse. And then they are economically dependent again. They don't have money to go for treatment. They don't have money to actually go and buy, whatever treatment they may need to actually curb that disease. And also another reason that I think may be one of the major, again, why STI is more prevalent to women. Look at our health facilities, our service providers. For example, it is me, I want to visit a clinic and I want to ask for condom. It's not safe. I don't have the confidence as a woman, or I don't have the guts. People will say, she loves sex, she's taking condoms. I cannot take them openly, or I won't have the confidence to actually approach those facilities to get just condoms. But for men, they can just get them. That's another barrier now. That's barring women to actually practice safer sex. And even if they visit those facilities now, trying to treat the STI, they often face, the discrimination is there. The other nurses or maybe the service providers, starting gossiping. She is STI. She is STI. You know what? She was having unprotected sex. It doesn't take. Those kind of words, those kind of things that happen also at the clinics, at the hospitals, are also contributing to women now having less behavior of, going to the clinics or going to the hospitals to practice sex or to even take for them. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Precious. It all goes back to patriarchy and poverty. The fact that men are powerful than us. We depend on them. You can't even tell him what you want to do because it will feel like you don't respect your men. The Bible tells us that we should submit to our men. So mhlase sithi hayi namhlanje angifuni, or can we use a condom, sengingathi ngimove. And once again the issue yokuthi me going to the hospital again and again ngisiyacela ama condom kuba ngani kuthiwa ngithanda ucansi kakhulu. But I would rather have people saying Beke, you love it too much. But ngizazi ukuthi ngiprotected, because at the end of the day you can't say I will choose the infection over safety yami or run away from being judged. People will always judge us. You have STI, they will judge you. Uyahula, whatever happens, people will always judge you. When I was at high school, I used to say, let them talk, because they will never stop talking. But I hope we will, as women, sibelelani mentality yokuthi, I will put myself first. I will do what works for me. People will talk no matter what, because the safety yethu iqakathekile. But another thing that I learned, we once had a program esasikhuluma ngokuthi kuthiwa ukufaka i-female condom yakhona ukuyifaka earlier when your man comes alithole vele selihlala isikhathi eside agcine engazwanga lokuthi likhona. Maybe we should try that as women to make sure ukuthi siyasebenzisa ama-condom lawana. Angilazi ukuthi lisebenza njani, but kube siyawasebenzisa because i-safety yethu phambili. We are running out of time. Irene, you have a minute. What do you think ukuthi is the reason why? What's the reason why sile high rates of STIs ebantwini abangomama than ebantwini abangobaba? Ngiyaxolisa balelele, I'm not able to read your comments. I'm seeing someone saying I'm here with my contribution. It's unfortunately I can't read your comments. That's why I'm not reading. It's not like I'm ignoring you. Over to you, Irene.
I think the reason why we have so many women, who are at the end of the day bagcina nje sebe affectwa ila ama STIs, it's because of self esteem thina njengabantu abangabafazi. I don't know ukuthi onsikhathi yangaphi, just like what she said earlier on ukuthi economically we are being impacted by that, ukuthi sigcina sesifaka kuma situations ukuthi sokumele sicompromise. But thina njengabantu we should know who we are as women. We have a right to say no to some of the things. We have a right to say no to izinto thina esinjani esingazifuniyo. We have a right ukuthi sithi hayi mina vele into enje angisoze ngiyenze because mina I understand ukuthi ngubani. Leyo nto ukuthi umuntu akwazi ukuzimela ila ukuthi sifikele ezintweni eziningi. not only to ama-STI kuphela but iyasivikela vele as long ukwazi wena ukuthi uzimele. So abantu abafazi abafunde ukuzimela but build i-self-esteem yokuthi even kufika ama-situations anjalo bazakhona ukuthi bayimele into yokuthi mina I cannot do this. I know it's hard sometimes kuyabe kungama-economic situations asiforce ukuthi senze into ezinje but let us stand for our health because akulami umuntu who is going to defend ukuthi akuncede ukuthi wena you should take care of your health ngale ndlela. Nxa ungazange uthi to reach out and find out how best you can take care of yourself, there is no one who is going to save you from that. So as women, let's build self-esteem yethu sibe ngabantu who are able to stand for ourselves because there is no one who is going to take that opportunity to help us on that one.
Nathamanzi Irene uthi mela i-healthy yakho ubone kahle ukuthi you are safe as a woman ukwazi ukuzikhulumela ukuthi hayi mina without a condom we are not doing it. Precious, my last question to you is what should be done to address the high rates of STI among women? You have a minute. We are running out of time. I think we started off very late. What should be done to address the high rates of STIs on women?
Thank you. Across all levels of society, this is where I'm starting now. I think there is need to see a social paradigm shift now that transforms relationships between women and men from one of inequality and dominance, is what she said earlier on, that men already have the upper hand, right? So in a case of the patriarchal society, now let's move to a more equal, let's move to equality, respect, and consideration for one another. And let's so many awareness campaigns now, teaching the communities about the importance of safer sex and what it may lead. Because you may also find out that other people may not even know. Maybe someone can be educated, but they don't know the risk of the sexual behavior that they are having. So there is need now to disseminate information. There is need to do more awareness campaigns. There is need to target more people so that even those men who are forcing women to have unsafe sex, they can also understand the complications of what it brings, to have sex with someone without a condom or without a consent or without knowing the status of your partner.
Thank you so much, Precious. I was talking to a good friend of mine yesterday and he was saying, we're talking about the issue of empowering women to stand up for themselves. Not today. What? Hey, Libula, listen to it. I'm sure he's listening wherever he is. What's your last word? What are your last words, Irene? What can we do to address the issue of high rates of STIs among women?
I think I'll go back to the point economically, yikho wenza ukuthi abantu because abafazi uyabungela mali ungelani iyo vele image cause ukuthi abantu bagcine sebesiba kuma risk njengona lawo. And mina I'm all about women empowerment. Abafazi bakithi asike sizame ukuthi sizimele economically ngoba kuzasinceda ukuthi lathi sikwazi ukuthi sithi to understand that we have got a voice in the society. Sometimes kunzima uzwisisa umuntu ongela lutho, even in our society in general, umuntu ongela mali kunzima ukuthi lizwi lakhe silizwa. So that as women, we should be empowered. Let's take advantage of the platforms and opportunities that are coming our way so that this is empowered. Singene kuma businesses zama lawe ukuzamazama, uthola imali. Yenzela ukuthi lawe even as a student, nxa ule situation enjengale uthawula mali zama lawe ukuthengisa khona ukuthi imali yona le incane uqale ngakho. But as long as you are diligent enough ukuza kuqhubeka kukhula so that lawe ungagcina usungena kuma situations where you have to compromise ngehealth yakho.
I hate to say this, but we should stop dating from a place of poverty because ungahamba uyethandana lo muntu ulambile, they will use that against you. They will use that against you. Thank you so much, Precious. We learned a lot from you. Uye wafaka le biology, man. I hate that. I was asking myself, kanje kwakuyini le ku respiratory system kwakuyini? blood circulation. Thank you so much, Precious. We learned a lot, and thank you for making time to be part of the show. Thank you so much, Irene. We learned a lot from you. Usase a student, because I know now you're no longer a student. Thank you so much to our listeners. Ngiyaxolisa bakithi ngingabalanga ama comments. Until next time, bakithi bantu abangomama, akukufaka unyawo lwakho phansi uthi not today. Without a condom, we are not having it. Let's go and test. Ngidlale lo muntu engimaziyo ukuthi ngi safe, ku healthy, because isikhuluma nge-issue yokuthi la khona sengila i-STI. Ngiyesaba ukuya esibhedlela because I'm going to be judged. Ngiyesaba ukuya esibhedlela ngoba ngila mali. Again, asameni sethatha ama-condom and use them bakithi. Ulihlalise, ulifake early, akuthola umuntu ulifakile. Your safety first bakithi. Until next time from the Girls Table, don't forget to follow us on our social media pages. Twitter is table_girls, Facebook the Girls Table, Instagram the.girls table. Sikhona la ku YouTube bakithi. Ngicela lihambe liye-check bakithi and like our content, please subscribe. Until next time, ndikholebwa ngamanzi. Angikwazi ukuthi ngifuna ukukhuluma ngesithiwa isindawo. Munjani baba yini, ngiyabonga.
In our communities, your vehicle is more than just a ride. It's your lifeline. But counterfeit products can put your engine at risk, leading to unexpected breakdowns and costly repairs. Don't let fakes ruin your day. Choose genuine Caltex products. Our products with a seal of approval from original equipment manufacturers, ensuring top quality and reliability. Plus, you'll benefit from the Delo warranty for added peace of mind. Protect your ride and your wallet. Always buy from authorized retailers. Stay genuine with Caltex. Visit www.bradford.co.zw to find authorized retailers near you. Caltex Bradford Lubricants, authorized distributor in Zimbabwe. Terms and conditions apply. #Choose genuine.
Your number one station in Bulawayo from Pomola.